Alright, let's go put together a design for a different program. Let's go let's go with a spring sport. Okay, sports and activities. Okay, this is what happens when you don't categorize a design. It just gets dropped on top of everything. It's pretty awesome. I need to go back through and fix that. Lacrosse. I think lacrosse is actually kind of an interesting and cool sport. So inside of the design studio, there are 52 or so designs here. So I'm going to put together, I like this one here. Okay, which school do I want to do this for? I want to do this for, let's see, so I know that Union has a lacrosse team. I know that Camas has a lacrosse team. I think I might just do this for a school. You know what? I'm just going to go high school lacrosse. You know what? I can go here to max prep. Okay, so who is in? These are all Oregon teams. I'm going to go over here because there should be something in Washington that's listed. Okay. So, come on. Loading. I think I'm going to write my page is loading song. Find a state. Okay. Oh, look at that. Washington is not listed in here. Okay, so let's go find a team in Oregon. No thanks. I don't know that I've ever actually read that. You know what? Let's go with, what is it? Let's go with Lake Oswego. Okay. Oh, Country Club Road. No kidding. Alright. Let's see, their team mascot is the Lakers. So let's go with Lake Oswego High School mascot. I actually don't know what the mascot is. Let's see, so navy and white. Their mascot is Pilot Joe C. Ferrer. What? Good grief. Could that really be a school's mascot? Is this thing? Alright. You know what? I am recording this and I should probably be polite, but you've got to be kidding me. That is Pilot Joe basketball. That's kind of cool. That's alright. Somebody spent a little time on that. Okay. So, I'm going to go with this being so when I'm doing this kind of thing, I'm looking around trying to find something with a good amount of DPI. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to go save image as. Wow, it gives it a really long name. Lake Oswego. What was that, the Pilots or something like that? Yeah, it doesn't matter. River Captain. Lakers. Okay. Anyway, so we're going to come in here over to the design studio, okay? So we're going to make this, what I'm going to do here, I really hate the way that works like that, but I'm going to upload a design, select a design, go to here, and we're going to go Lake Oswego Pilots. Okay. Okay, so I want to, really just want this to be a one color design. But let's go with two color design, and continue. Okay, we're going to get rid of all of that, and then continue. So now I've got my design uploaded like so. Okay. Now, this color here is what I want in this art. not what I currently have. So I'm going to actually take all this maroon and turn it over to this color. And then I'm going to take my gray. I kind of like my gray. I think I'm going to leave that alone. But all of this gold is not one of their colors. Because their colors are navy and white. So they've got two colors going on. But whenever you're doing two colors, you can always use gray in there. That's never offensive. I don't care what anybody says. Okay, but you cannot throw gold in a design just because you like gold. Okay, this does make it so that I should probably have the product color. You know, sometimes it doesn't load right away, so I just go zoom and then I go back. Okay, so with that, I can see that I don't really care for this font on the Lacrosse. The Titans part is alright though. So let's go in here, and what were they? They were like the Pilot Joe Seafarer. Good grief. Team name is Lakers. I'm going to use Lakers. I'm really stunned by that. Okay. Now, it is true that I was just earlier today working on one of those teams that actually made it onto David Letterman's top 10 worst names, which they wear with pride. The Ridgefield Spudders. They are so proud of that potato. It's amazing. But anyway, okay. So Lakers Lacrosse. Okay. I think I want to dump the helmet, but I'm not sold on it. This thing here, that's one big shape. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to need to scale this thing down to fit it in here, or I'm not going to be able to use it. I don't see too many other options. The only other way that I can see to do it would be if I came up here and put that logo on a shield and was able to cover right over the top of that seal. Okay, see if I can find a shield that's working for me. Okay, so this is going to take a second. It'll pop in. Okay, so center is right there. Okay, and then I'm going to, which did I hit? Okay, so the dark part, I want navy. This part, I want white. Go to my layers, move it down, move it down, move it down, and then we should be good. Okay, so now I'm going to grab this. Okay. So what I may do also, okay. Another option might actually be to take this and be careful with the that magenta center line, because sometimes it just means that technically it's centered, but it doesn't like evaluate the weight of the art. Maybe I set that down like that and fill in that little gap. Okay, so yeah, I'm kind of alright with that. So, from here, I wonder what will happen if I go with a 20, and see that's got both magenta lines going on it. I wonder what happens if I go like that. And then what I like to do is I like to copy and then paste, and then try to get these things to line up the best I can. One of the things that I do with that I'll do with customers is this artwork is, even after it's exported, even after it's exported, it's still able to be adjusted by some, if you've got halfway decent software. And so even if this stuff is not perfectly lined up, you should make sure that when you turn it in, you request that if there's something that looks to your eye a little out of place, say something. Hey, that design just looks a little bit like I wish it was bigger. Gothic 3. I just don't know how well I like that, but let's see what the so let's see what the number of packages look like. Okay, so I should find it in here. Although this is weird that there's all of these names for art that don't match the name of the category. Most of the time the name of the category is the name of the fonts, but they're just numbered out. Maybe I just didn't do that right. There we go. Okay. It looks like I just didn't do it right. Okay. Nope. Not a fan of that number package at all. Well, I guess that means that you just need to go away entirely. So, we're going to, oh, that's right. Over here, copy, right click, paste, line these things up best I can, convert that, and then use my keyboard to get it adjusted. That way I make sure that at least it's correct on that plane. Try to get the spacing between, you can try to find, there's no real landmark up here for me to register off of, so what I'm doing is trying to make sure that this space here is the same with the shield and the edge of this. That way it, will kind of look like I think it should. Okay, and then we're going to make sure that, so we're continuing down here with blue, gray, white, and black. The gray I could almost get rid of now. Okay, so let's thicken this outline up until it kind of makes sense. Okay, that was at 9.6. Okay, fill that with white. No. It will not let me type it in, so I have to click through here. 9.6, and then convert it like that. Okay, so I think that that's a pretty decent looking design. I may want to grab that shield, slide it down just a little bit, and then maybe I can get that helmet to fill in a little more. Whoops, that was not what I meant to hit. And then just kind of key this down a little bit. I think it got a pretty strong looking design there. So the gray I think now is not necessary at all, so I'm just going to convert that to make that transparent. So now that's gone. The only thing that's catching my eye that I don't really like is the way, it's just the way it is. The way that this shape is cutting across these letters. I do want to see, I can't really make it a whole lot bigger because, okay, let's move this whole thing down. I can't move it a whole lot because that shape that is behind this shield that I put in place is, oh, look at that, that's as big as I can go. Okay, so, but that does make it so that that line that's, intruding upon the L isn't too eye-catching. So now what I think, did it again. What I think I'll end up doing is going over here to Layers, scrolling down here to Lacrosse, and I think I'll just bump that outline up there. So now I made it so that that little piece didn't stick out. Okay, so now I think I got a pretty decent design. I don't think it needs any distress. I think it looks better, nice and sharp. So from here, let's go on down. Lacrosse, Lake Oswego, 2019. Save it off. Alright. Mail that thing to myself, and then that'll be that. Look at that. Isn't that marvelous the way that the design studio drops that on the apparel? But, so I'm going to come up here, and you know what? Just about like that. Okay. So now I'm going to go back through and save it again, right over top of the old one. And we're pretty well done. Got a good looking design, and go forward this off to the coach.